We are live
Where?
all over the world, Jeffrey, all over the world.
Cool.
Live and
And New Jersey.
live.
Cool.
That
And
is
New
right.
Jersey is a very important part of the world. Hold on. Does this have a thing on both sides?
Oh, yeah.
We are live in Chicago. I see Dave Hertog out there. We're live all over. Joe Williams is here. Hello, hello. Let us know where you're joining us from and who you are. Say hey.
Oh, I see. Oh, wow. There we go. Cool. I can see the chat now.
Terrific.
Okay. So we're talking today about doubling. And one of the reasons that I want to talk about doubling is because everyone can, but no one actually believes they can. And I think the important part of this process is for you to take stock of your own stuff and your own capabilities and thinking, okay, what else can I do that I'm not doing now? That's the key. And with the advent of AI, which no one really understands, but everyone wants to, and with the advent of faster speed, more tools, you name it, your competitors are ramping up in a way that they've never been able to ramp up before. And I think that we're looking now at an ability for all of you to figure out a strategy that actually works. So I'm going to give you the strategy that actually works and tell you in parenthesis that we use it also. So it's not like I'm trying to give you some kind of theory pie in the sky. This is what we actually do on a daily basis. And I think it will help you understand how you can move forward in a Philadelphia Phillies kind of way, which means intensity. It means fans behind you. It means people cheering you on even when you lose. And so if you pay attention to this, just the detail of it, you're going to win. And if you look at it from a perspective of, okay, how can I put myself in a better position? This is the answer today. I'm going to share my screen. Share screen. Boom, boom, boom. Can you see me okay? Can you see everything okay?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. Let me go full blown here. Wow, look at that. What would happen when you double your conversions? Go in the chat and tell me you double your stuff, you double your sales, you're making all this money. What are you going to be doing? Are you going to be kicking back on your laurels? Or are you going to be intensifying your effort? Are you going to be paying off your car? Are you going to be going to Paris? What are you going to be doing when you double your conversions? I want to take the if out of there and put a win in because everyone's capable. Most people don't believe they are because they're working so hard right now on just keeping up and blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to give you a minute or so to put stuff in the chat. And in the meantime, I'm going to throw some more stuff at you that I think is important. Many people are looking at AI and wondering, what do I do? How do I deal with this? What's my process? And I'm just going to tell you, it's in its primitive stages. Just start to play with it. Play with it every day. Ask it some questions and you're going to go, wow. And then ask it, if you're using Chat GPT, ask it to ask you questions about who you are and what you do so that it becomes more fluent in you as a person. It's an easy to understand tidbit that most people have no idea is there.
Jeffrey, my favorite question to ask Chat GPT on every stream is, what else do you need to know from me in order to give me a better answer? And then it will literally give you a whole list of stuff it needs to know. And it's like, oh, wow, that's a great list as a template.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing what it can do. And it's not going to kill anyone or stop the world as we know it. It'll be fine. The sky is not falling. If you know Chicken Little by name, you can look him or her up and explain to him to just bank the money and don't worry about it. Okay, sorry to miss you in person. That's cool. I think that, yeah, everybody would do cooler things. Everyone would spend more money, invest back in yourself, pay off the car. Cool. Okay, so this is where we're at the moment. Double your conversion by harnessing the power of your own CRM, which you already have, some form or another.
Jeffrey, do you want us to be seeing slides or just the Gittimer slide?
What do you mean?
We
It's
see
not
that,
advancing. Oh, it's not advancing. Maybe I better go in this way. Hold on, let me get out of here.
okay.
I'm going to stop the share. I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to go here to my Zoom. I'm going to go to screen share again.
I love this.
I'm
If
gonna
I
go
double
here.
conversions, I'd bank some and use some to reinvest in the business. Start building our retirement home in Steamboat, Colorado. Cool.
Cool. Okay, can you see my slide now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I just learned something new. You can't go to this, you can't go to the program. You have to stay in Zoom. Anyway. The most interesting thing to me about CRM is I was alive when the whole thing started. Act and Goldmine, and people looked at it as a management tool, and management just wants to follow up on me and make sure that I do my job and don't lose my conversions and yada yada. And then at the end, my manager can go in and they can't fire me and lose all my connections. If I put them all in CRM, they have my connections. So I'll show them, I'm not going to put my connections in there. Well, that's stupid. But many salespeople are already there. They think erroneously that CRM is management's way of micromanaging, and so they resisted it. Big mistake. CRM was the gift from the gods, but the problem is your manager forced you to use it and update it so they could have access to the information. They didn't teach you the right way. Unbelievable to me. They bought it because it covered their ass and covered their base, but they didn't teach how to use it to make more sales. They just taught how to use it to cover their own asses. So we're going to change that today. Because over the years, CRM has evolved into a genuine sales tool that is completely overlooked by those whining salespeople and those ne'er-do-well sales managers, but I didn't want to put that in a slide. So I want you to start thinking about conversions, not leads. In other words, you have a lead. What are you calling it a lead for? It's a possible conversion. So if you think in advance and think towards the end of it, you're going to win. So today, me and Jen, or Jen and I, today Jen and I, grammar, are going to give you the secret. And I'm going to give you the 2.5 steps to start out with. Double the amount of time you spend in front of people that can say yes to you. That seems pretty obvious, but you'd be amazed at how obvious it is not. Offer ideas that the customer perceives to be valuable. In other words, not your value prop, but something that the customer can actually use, benefit from, and profit from. And step 2.5, using CRM to move your leads through a positive and profitable conversion process. Or if you're tuning in today from Canada, process. Here's what that looks like. Let's look at step 1, double the amount of time you spend in front of people that can say yes to you. Well, the first thing you have to do is document all of the details and the answers so that you can remember them. You see, when you're in front of a customer, they're throwing stuff back and forth at you and you're going, and you're thinking, how can I close the sale instead of how can I document this information so that I can close this sale and 10 more sales? Big mistake. You're too busy trying to close a sale early instead of documenting the details that will allow you to close the sale forever. Documenting clears your mind. What, you want to say something, Jen?
Yeah, can I add something to that? So
Yeah.
People might be thinking, well, of course, I should just double the amount of time I spend in front of people who can say yes to me. But why aren't you doing it? If you already know that, then yeah, I know that. Why aren't you already doing it? Right. And I think part of the problem for a lot of people is it's too hard to remember all of these things once you do get in front of people. Imagine you were in front of double the amount of people that you are right now, or maybe even more. Maybe you're not in front of enough people right now who can say yes to you. How would you be documenting everything that's happening in those conversations?
And a bigger question is, why would you be documenting it? And the answer is so that you can speak to them coherently, intellectually, and not saying, oh yeah, I forgot about that. You don't forget about anything. You're in sales. You forget about shit, you're going to lose a sale. To the guy who remembered, or most likely the woman who remembered, because women are better at sales than men. I don't want to hurt your feelings, but it's true. So documenting clears your mind for ideas and for the next steps in the sale. In other words, you can't clutter your mind with the kids' names and their birthdays and some important facts, and that you already have that. Now your mind is clear so that you can generate the idea for the next step in the sale. And then reviewing those notes gives your mind thinking room and a chance to crystallize your move forward thoughts. This is critical in the evolution of your closing the deal or completing the process transactions. If you don't have this, how are you going to move forward? You're just going to say, well, what do we have to do to get this business? Instead of saying, I know exactly what it's going to take to get your business. I have a couple of ideas, and all you have to do is, if you like them, run with them. Fair enough. That's how you close the sale. Now, you sound like a feeble salesperson. What's it going to take to oh God. So in the chat, on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 is the worst, 5 is the best. How well do you right now document the customer's details? And if you're on and you don't put anything in, I'm assuming you're a 1. But you just don't want to embarrass yourself and admit it. And if you're a 3, you're probably a liar. It's either a 2 or a 4. And you know it. 4, 4. That's cool. And Atkins from Hawaii. Oh, you said aloha. Does that mean you're Hawaiian living in LA? You're still 6 hours away. 442. Cool. Cool. Well, I'm glad you're up to date on the details, because that tells me you're ready for the next step. Here's how we use tech to make it easier, faster, and error-free. And some of you are already using this, so chime in if you are. Go, Jenny.
Yeah, so we have a portal where we're keeping track of all the details in the CRM. We're going to share that with you in a minute. And we create cards for each prospect, probable purchaser, if you will. And we track specific details. So we are asking or trying to find out through conversation the same information with every probable purchaser. Where did they grow up? Different types of relationship builders. You see the details there on the left-hand side. Any shared values that we may have. We're trying to find out past business experiences, and then birthdays or important dates, and then coming up with important ideas in their favor. And so rather than try and remember all of this in my head and then go to the next prospect and the next and the next and try to remember all this really key information, we're tracking it in here. Now, this is information that most salespeople are not collecting in addition to the sales information, right? The sales information is obvious and it's already going into our CRM, but we wanted to share with you things outside of that sales information that actually helps you create relationship.
And keep in mind, if you see at the bottom of that document, it says on the left-hand side, it says ideas in their favor. If that is left blank, what it means is you have no idea what to do to finish this deal. It's asking you and giving you the prompt. Let's get rolling here. It's giving you the actionable item that will actually lead you to the sale, something that no CRM has an understanding of. You're going to program this in for yourself, and it's going to happen for you. Now, if your CRM program doesn't do this, then pipedrive is the answer. I'm just throwing it at you because it's what we use. If you want to double your sales, you have to keep track of all the details and what those details mean to you, mean for you. How are you going to use them to win? If you want to become a resource or a trusted advisor or a friend, which is the best, you have to keep track of their details. Their details. If you make a promise or send a proposal or uncover the buying motives, you have to keep track of all of those details. If you don't, you're going to lose to someone who does. You have to keep track of every single detail. And I promise you this, those details will breed for you ideas. Every single time you track a detail, it's going to go, oh, wow, maybe I could do this. Oh, wow, maybe I could do that. The devil is not in the details. The sale is in the details. I'm going to say that again because you need to make sure you click on these slides. The devil is not in the details. The sale is in the details. Here's where to go. We're not done yet, but here's the sales pitch. We're not going to sell you like a training program at the end of this, dude. This is it. This is what we're selling today. Your ability to track your own stuff and double your revenue. That's it. And you can try it for nothing and you get a deal if you're a Gittimer, like they love us.
And by the way, it's a free trial. Just go there, try it.
No, it's not a free trial. It's an extended free trial. That's
right. If you use our link, gittimer.com/CRM, it is an extended free trial. That is correct.
Dave, you're welcome. Now, the next step is the least used part of this process. Offer ideas that the customer perceives to be valuable. In other words, if you have an idea and the customer likes the idea, you're going to win. If you don't have an idea, that means you have 27 slides that are going to bore the shit out of the customer and you are not going to win. Now, notice that people in the chat are now putting in what they do. Williams, I keep my notebook with me wherever I go. I use pipedrive. I transfer everything to my notebook and then some to pipedrive. It's awesome, especially for someone quasi-tech inept. I am very tech inept. I'm Jew with a Macintosh. But pipedrive has literally, I programmed our pipedrive. We put our whole sales cycle in there. It took tons of time. It must have taken like 10 minutes to put the whole thing together. And this is what we use to generate sales. But it also creates the proving ground and the opportunity for us to generate ideas as a result of details. The detail will create the opportunity for you to generate an idea. That's pretty cool, isn't it? This is the most critical and least used step in the relationship building process. Jenny, take it away, honey.
Okay, awesome. Are you going to the next slide?
I gotta go to the next slide. Yeah. I'm driving the slide.
So I'm just pointing out here again, the ideas in their favor button. And this is not something that comes with pipedrive or really any CRM that you're going to purchase, because this is our methodology. But when you subscribe using gittimer.com/CRM, I get on a get started session with you to help you set this up. It's a group call. We do it once a month. There's one coming up next week on May 24th. All you need to do is sign up using our link and then email helpme@gittimer.com, because we are not mind readers. We will have no idea. Unfortunately, we don't own pipedrive, but we do love supporting it. And so if you email helpme@gittimer.com to let us know that you've enrolled, then using our link, then you'll be invited to a get started session with me.
And Dave, yes, you can use it from your iPhone.
You can even use it from your Droid if you have a Droid, but you might want to go get an iPhone if you have a Droid.
It's just like an iPhone. So if it's just like something, then you get the something. It's just like an iPad. Okay, I'll take an iPad. It's just like an iPhone. Okay, I'll take an iPhone. It's just like a diamond. I'll take the diamond. Got it? Well, it's just like a Rolls Royce. Yeah, I'll take the Rolls Royce. I think it's important to understand that when you get an idea, that you document it and let it nurture for a little while so you figure out how you can transfer the idea. You're going to ask your customers strategic questions that build relationships and create trust. In other words, questions about how they win when they take advantage of what you're doing. Critical. Okay. And 2.5, isn't this moving along quickly? I love this. Short webinars are going to be our future. Use CRM to move your leads through a positive and profitable conversation process, which means profitable and positive in terms of them. They don't want to hear your bullshit about the weather and things that went wrong in your life. They don't care about that. They don't even care about you. They only care about them and what is in it for them and how they win as a result of taking advantage of what you have to offer. And you're going to ask them questions about how they won in the past. What have they used in the past? Why did that not work for them? What did they think of it? All the elements that can lead you to details that will in fact enhance your idea building process. So use CRM to move your leads through a positive and profitable conversion process. The secret is what's in it for them. That's a huge secret. They don't care about how you do what you do. They care about how they win as a result of doing business with you. So here's what you need to pay attention to. Many salespeople do reports. So they save all their info, their 31 apples instead of an apple a day, at the end of a month, and then they report to the boss about your numbers. They're the dumbest freaking report on the planet. Well, I think I'm going to do this, and I think I'm going to do that, and then next month that doesn't happen, you look like a jackass. So it's not 31 apples at the end of a month, it's an apple a day, an idea a day, and a follow-through a day. You do those things, you're going to win so big, it's not even funny. You're likely to be making the mistake of following up instead of using CRM to help you follow through. What do you mean? Well, when you follow up with somebody, you're asking them for money. But when you follow through with somebody, you're asking them for the relationship. It's a huge, huge difference. It's an apple a day, a sale a day, getting good at using pipedrive every day, and a follow through a day and an idea a day. How hard is this? This is not hard at all, unless you make it hard. If you make a sale a day, getting good at using your CRM every day, following through every day, and generating an idea every day, this might be an hour in the morning. What's that worth? What is that worth to devote that hour to you? But it's a shift in your sales mindset because you're fighting the detail, fighting the customer, They're asking for a proposal. When you know what? You send a proposal to somebody, you follow up. You give an idea to somebody, you follow through. That's worth noting. Follow through is about the sale and the elements needed to build a loyal relationship. Can you understand that? I'm calling about the proposal to find out if you had any questions. You don't give a shit about the proposal questions. Hi, I'm calling about the money. Can I come get it? That's a better, more truthful email or voicemail response. So I'm going to give you some strategies that you can immediately apply to your business and your sales process. I'm going to do it through the voice of the lovely Jen Gitterman.
Oh, I thank you. So my motto is if it's on the calendar, it gets done. If it's not on the calendar, it doesn't get done. And so what you see on the right side of this Bill Smith deal is that, let me just get you oriented here. He's going through my sales pipeline. He's in the documented objectives stage. And then you see notes, activity, proposed time call. Okay, so what you need to know is that right side is where I'm tracking all of the activity. So Jeffrey, if you go to the next slide, you'll see that I can schedule an activity so that when I add it to my CRM, it automatically adds to my calendar. So the right-hand view where it says Friday, April 14th, that's my actual well, it's not my calendar because it's pretty empty. I would kind of love that. But that will be your calendar on the right side. And you can see follow through email is getting added. And so there's a two-way sync. Anything that's already on your calendar will also get back added into pipedrive, which means that it's always up to date. So anytime you're with a client, you don't want to leave without that next step, right? Your goal, if you're getting a signed contract at your meeting with them, great. But if you need another meeting or another call or another opportunity to discuss whatever it is next, then that needs to be scheduled. And sometimes you need to schedule that next meeting with the customer. And in addition to that, schedule that next time with yourself to get the deliverable ready for the customer. And so what we do within pipedrive is we schedule everything. It can send them the invite, all that jazz. It could also just add it to your calendar if you want. But you'll notice the third tab up there, which says proposed times. It's right next to activity. And what I really like about that is once you integrate your calendar into pipedrive, you can actually send them a link. Let's say you weren't with them and you wanted them to choose a time. Maybe this is a colder email and you're trying to use like a Calendly-like tool. Well, pipedrive has this already built in, so you don't need to pay for an additional tool to give them scheduling options. And so they can literally, if you edit it to create different chunks of time in there, 30-minute blocks, hour blocks, however long you want your meetings to be, you can send them a link where they can just click to book you. How freaking cool is that? And then your emails, you see the next call tab, email tab, files. I'm just going to go through a few of these. Email is amazing because it automatically brings in your emails. So now when I'm looking at the Bill Smith deal, I get everything in Bill Smith's card with all the background emails. Okay. And all the background information I might need if I ever need to refer back to someone. It's like, think about going back in the old days where you used to have an in-person meeting with your prospect and you would bring like a file folder. Jeffrey's laughing at me. And you would bring a file folder with all the printouts of all the things you've discussed. Guess what? You don't need to bring that file folder with you because you have your virtual file folder of everything you've discussed with them right here, which I love. And I'll tell you one more thing that we do, which is not about follow-up. Well, I guess it could be, but you got to make it easy for your people, your probable purchasers to pay and to sign. And within pipedrive, they can actually sign their invoice. It's like a DocuSign system, but again, you don't need to pay for something extra. It's all built in. And they can actually sign it right within here when you send it to them. So there's so much you see how excited I am, right? I could go on and on and on and keep telling you about all these amazing things. But truthfully, the point of this slide was just to tell you that it gets added to your calendar.
This is for the technically inept. It does all the steps for you, and you just sit back and go, oh, that's really cool. That's really, really cool. Me personally, I take notes as I go, but I can auto add next step in my calendar. It's just simple. You have to develop the discipline to do it yourself, but it's simple in its process. The follow-through list needs to have a value connection, not just a checking in email. I'm going to give you an example here. You have customers, maybe you have 100 of them, maybe you have 5 of them. And your job is to reach out to them every once in a while, and you decide when, monthly, weekly, randomly, whatever it is. And if you say, I'm just checking in, I'm going to hang up on you. What it means is, you have any money? I need some money. Well, you got any projects going on with? No. I have a really good friend who used to live in Charlotte. His name is Greg. Don't want to go into it deeply, but I'll share this with Greg and he'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Greg and I met about 20 years ago. I want to say at a chamber event, but I'm not 100% positive. He'll let me know. And we became friends. And then I started to do training for his company. And then I did more training for his company. And then he sold his company and joined a bigger company. And we stayed in touch and we la-di-da, and, you know, we have the same philosophies in life. And all of a sudden he wanted to do a book and I'm his guy. Now he wants to do training for his whole company and I'm his guy. And he went from 14 salespeople in his company to now more than 1,000 salespeople in his company. And because we stayed friends and communicated, it wasn't always about money. In fact, it was almost never about money. It was always about some other bullshit. And it comes back to reward you. Those genuine friendships come back to reward you. And is the money there? I guess it is, but is the friendship there? That's what really matters. The long-term friendship that I have with Greg will never go away. And we keep looking for opportunities for one another. It's not a one-way street. I'm helping him, he's helping me, and we don't measure that help. It's part of the friendship. It's part of the ongoing relationship that has turned into a friendship. And we eat meals together and we shoot the shit on the phone together and we text late at night together because we're of the same mind, or the same mindset. Are we intellectual bigots? Yes, we are. Are we people that have the same frame of mind about how salespeople do or don't do things? Yes, we are. And that strategy or that philosophy has brought us to this moment. And I'm not friends with Greg. I'm grateful to be friends with Greg. And I think that's the most important part.
Hey, Jeffrey, we have a question in the comments from John.
Sorry, no questions. We're busy.
Who says, I'm in the financial services industry. Are these ongoing note fields compliant for that industry? And interestingly, Pipedrive does a lot of work with financial services, so much so that they have a financial services series on their website that you can read all about that helps you create a specific financial services pipeline, specific data fields for your industry. So John, if you email helpme@gitomer.com and just say you're John from the webinar and you want a link to that, we will be more than happy to send you a link to that series on their blog website. But yes, so to answer your question it's used with a lot of financial services folks.
Yeah, financial services, banking services, and insurance services all have you can call them guardian angels, but I call them military tribunals that keep you in line. And everyone's afraid to violate the tribunal because it will get you excommunicated from the service. Pipedrive understands that. They do business with thousands of independent salespeople, business people that are in financial services. And you can rest assured that they are going through all kinds of hoops to make sure you're protected. So what should you care about when you're choosing a CRM? These are my ideas. Easy to use, easy to customize, has your sales cycle categories, not theirs, has phone update ability, has a morning email reminder that I get every day at 5 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I beat getting the reminder, but most of the time it's there at 5:15 or 5:30 when I awake, and has email integration. There's other things that it does. It goes automatically to your calendar, all things, but these are the prime categories that you want to use. You have anything you want to add to this, Jenny?
For
Looks like
me,
you're-
just, being able to update it on my phone is key, because if you're out about at a networking event and you run to the bathroom for a minute and you want to like take a quick note on someone, you can just go on the app on your phone and boom, boom, boom.
Men
And
do not take notes in the bathroom. Only women.
okay, well, men, if you want to go off to the corner and be by yourself for a second and
Boom,
take
now you're
notes.
Okay. Go out in the hallway.
Yeah, go out in the
Find a
hallway,
bar.
pretend you're grabbing a smoke, whatever. And Joe was saying earlier in the chat, like how easy the app is, that a lot of times these CRMs or programs, they develop a great web program and then their app sucks. And this specific program that we work with, pipedrive, their app is amazing and it's included in the price. So I would recommend when you get it to not just demo it online, but also to demo it on your phone.
We went to the pipedrive home office, one of their 2 home offices in Berlin, Germany, and found out, we sort of known, but really found out that this software was built by salespeople. And you're going to find as you go along, like, holy shit, how'd that happen? And the answer is it wasn't built by engineers, it was built by salespeople. So it intuitively knows what's now and what's next in the selling process. That's the cool part. That's why we're so happy about it. So this is what you got to do.
Yeah.
Go here.
Using our link, gittimer.com/CRM. Also, I put a short link in the chat. Using our link enables us to support you to do webinars like this, but also the Get Started webinar that walks you through how to set it up. We have a free CRM mini course on how to use pipedrive once you're using it. So it allows us to do stuff like that. So please trial it with our link, gittimer.com/CRM.
Yeah. And Sarah, what is the price? It's $1 million a month cash. No credit cards, no checks. Unless you want to use the pipedrive payment plan. And I'm not 100% certain, but it's somewhere between 50 and $100 a month.
It really depends on which offer you want. So when you trial it, it'll show you all the different pricing options. Since it's not our company, we don't have that handy. But my recommendation is go get it for free for 30 days and try it. And during that time, come to a Get Started session with me and I'll walk you through how to set it up most efficiently. By the way, we don't get your information when you sign up. So
Nope.
email helpme@gittimer.com to let us know that you signed up with our link so that we can support you.
It's amazing what companies will and will not do in the name of a customer relationship. They're very secretive and very private about their information. And we're going to drive people there, but we're not going to know who it is unless you tell us. That's why we have helpme@gittimer.com. An email that will get you immediate help. The sale is in your ability to continue a relationship that lasts for years. Think about that. It's not your number at the end of the month. It's not your quota at the end of a year. It's not the president's club or any of the other bullshit that they try to tempt you with. This is about your life. This is about your family. This is about the things that matter most to you, whether it's a vacation or a mortgage payment. And that's what our relationship with our CRM does for us. And that's why we're bringing this information to you. Plain and simple. Your success next month is dependent upon how well you prepare this month. Keep that in mind as you're moving forward. You're trying to make your quota when in fact you need to be prepped for the next month because your quota is already guaranteed. Jenny? You look
Yeah.
like you wanna say-
Well, Brian was asking about automations. So just let me know when you want me to answer that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, and it's perfect timing actually with preparing and preparation, because creating these automations allows you to create a one-step process, a one time procedure that happens over and over again automatically in the background. So for example, you could have it set so that every time you move a prospect from one stage to another, it automatically sends them an email. Now, these are automations that you set up, and this is really getting sophisticated with the program. You could have it set that every time they come in through, let's say you're gathering leads on your website and you have the leads automate into pipedrive, that it automatically sends them an email. You could have after you click, I've had an in-person demo with them, or I've had a demo with them, then it could create a whole list of activities that you need to do after that and set deadlines and dates for those activities. So basically what the workflow automations are allowing you to do, because you can do it through emails, you can do it through activities, various different ways, it allows you to automate the process and procedure that you're following so that it's the same every time. And you don't have to think through, well, what happens when I move the prospect from this stage to the next? Oh, well, every single time we have a call, we have an email, we have a this. So it just sets those activities for you. And then you can set the dates or have them set the dates. It's really cool. If you use Slack, it can automate notifications there. There's tons. I mean, there's literally thousands of different automations. So I can't go through them all in this call, or I can't
But
go
Brian,
through them
let
all in
me
general.
assure
but-
you, Brian is in the wedding business. And this will prepare someone for the wedding, or you can take a different path that will prepare them for the divorce.
Oh,
So
Jeff,
either way, it'll happen for you. And you'll be able to earn dollars as a result of it. Hope you're well, Brian. Love you. Here's where to go and here's what to do. It's our third time showing you this, so you should have captured it by now. And the reason we're doing it is because it works. Wait till you see our AI coming. Oh my goodness, it's going to really work. And you're going to be able to automate and concentrate on building relationships and friendships as a result of using the tools that we use in order to move forward. Kaboom. Jenny, any other notes that you have? Any closing comments that you have for people other than stay away from idiots?
well, that one's a clear tip, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, if you're still here, and there's a lot of you still here because it shows me that, and you have not yet gone to gittimer.com/CRM,
well, what the heck?
what are you waiting on? Go try this. It's life-changing. And it was a big game changer for us when we were sharing text messages about leads, trying to keep track of them in shared notes, Word docs, Excels, as sophisticated as we got, right? And then we even had a very expensive CRM, and we've had nothing. The only reason we talk about this tool and share this with you is because we actually use it and it works, and it's helped us make a lot of sales. And so we are certain it can help you make a lot of sales as well.
Cool. A pleasure today. We did it in 44 minutes. Next time we'll try to do it in 34 minutes, but we're going to keep having webinars that will help you. It's a pleasure.
Bye.
See you soon. Cheers.